Welcome to my channel Liberty, Old Coin. Have you ever had that feeling? That little spark of excitement when you're sorting through some old family belongings or even just a jar of spare change. It's that moment you stumble upon something that seems a little different, a little older. First up, let's talk about the coin in question. The year 1995 was a fascinating time for the Royal Australian Mint, a year where they produced not just one, but several distinct $1 coins. This is the crucial first thing to understand. When someone says they have a 1995 Australian $1 coin with Queen ElizabethII on it, they could actually be holding one of a few different types, and this single detail is the absolute key to unlocking its true story and, of course, its value. So, we are not just talking about one single coin, but a small family of coins from that year, each with its own purpose and destiny. Next, let's rewind the clock a little and explore the history of one of the most famous of these 1995 dollars. I'm talking about the coin that commemorates a true Aussie icon. In 1995, the Mint released a special commemorative coin to mark the 100th anniversary of the writing of Waltzing Matilda, Australia's unofficial national anthem, by the poet Banjo Patterson. This coin wasn't meant for general circulation, not for buying a loaf of bread or a newspaper. It was created to honor a piece of Australian culture, to celebrate the story of the swagman and his jolly jumbuck that has been sung around campfires for generations. Holding this coin is like holding a small piece of that story. Now, let's move on to another 1995 dollar, one that was made for a completely different reason. This coin is part of a series that began a few years earlier, celebrating another beloved Australian animal, the kookaburra. Struck in beautiful, pure silver, these coins were not intended for your pocket change. They were, and still are, collector's items and bullion pieces. People buy them to invest in silver, to appreciate the intricate design, and to own a tangible piece of art. The 1995 silver kookaburra is a stunning example. A full ounce of silver with a fantastic depiction of the laughing bird on its reverse. Its very creation was a response to a growing market of people who wanted to collect silver coins from around the world. Furthermore, we have to look at the stunning silver kangaroo. 1995 saw the release of another magnificent silver coin, this time featuring Australia's most iconic animal, the kangaroo. Like the kookaburra, this coin was struck in 1 ounce of 99.9% pure silver. It wasn't made to be spent, but to be admired and collected. The design, often featuring a bounding kangaroo, is crisp and beautiful, making it a favorite among collectors worldwide. The fact that it's made of silver means its value is intrinsically linked to the market price of that precious metal. But as a collectible, its story and condition add even more to its worth. And then, there is the one you are most likely to find. The Royal Australian Mint also produced a standard $1 coin for general use in 1995. This is the workhorse dollar, the one that would have jangled in pockets and purses across the country. With a mintage in the millions, it features the familiar mob of ruse design. While it might not be a silver treasure, its story is still important. It represents the everyday economy of Australia in the mid-90s. It's the coin that connected millions of transactions, and finding one in your change is a direct link to that everyday history. So we've established the different stories, but now for the question you've all been waiting for. Why is it so valuable? Or, to be more precise, which ones are valuable? The standard aluminium bronze dollar from 1995, in typical circulated condition, is generally only worth its face value of $1. But, and this is a huge but, the story changes dramatically when we look at its siblings. The value of the commemorative and bullion coins comes from a perfect storm of factors: their precious metal content, their low mintage numbers, and their condition. Let's talk numbers because that's what really brings this home. The 1995 silver kangaroo, for example, wasn't made in the millions. The uncirculated version had a mintage of just 73,000, a tiny fraction compared to the circulation coins. But the real prize, the truly scarce version, is the silver-proof kangaroo. Only 2,500 of these were made. Imagine that, only 2,500 exist in the entire world. This is where the term rare truly applies. A similar story applies to a special waltzing Matilda, silver-proof coin issued for a coin fair, which also had an incredibly low mintage of just 2,500. Now, let's talk about the maximum value we can assign to these treasures. Because of that tiny mintage of 2,500, the 1995 silver-proof kangaroo and the special coin fair waltzing Matilda dollar are the true heavyweights. Their value isn't just in the silver they contain. It's in their extreme scarcity and their desirability to serious collectors. A coin like this, especially if it is still in its original packaging and in perfect, untouched condition, could be worth hundreds of dollars. We are talking about a value that could easily range from $300 to perhaps even $500 or more, depending on the market and the buyer. For the regular 1-ounce silver coins, like the standard 1995 silver kangaroo or kookaburra, their value is a combination of the current silver price plus a premium for their collectible nature. With silver hovering around $30 an ounce, the base metal value is already there. But a beautiful, uncirculated coin from 1995, part of a sought-after series, can easily be worth $80, $100, or even $150. A set of 5 consecutive years of kookaburras, for instance, recently sold at auction for well over $300. So, you see, the potential is very real. I want you to imagine the thrill of finding one of these. Perhaps you have a collection of old coins passed down from a relative. Maybe you frequent garage sales or op shops. The next time you see a $1 coin from 1995, don't just dismiss it. Stop. Look at it carefully. Is it a standard gold-colored coin, or does it have the brilliant, mirror-like finish of a proof coin? Does it feel heavy for its size? If it's silver, it will have a distinct weight and a bright, shiny appearance that is different from the regular pocket change. This is the moment where you become a detective. The first clue is the weight and look. A standard dollar is light and gold-toned. A silver dollar is noticeably heavier and has a brilliant, often mirror-like silver finish. The second clue is the design. Is it a mob of kangaroos or a single, detailed kangaroo? Is it a kookaburra? Is it a portrait of Banjo Patterson with words from Waltzing Matilda on it? These visual cues are your map to the treasure. So the final and most exciting question: what can you sell it for? If you have identified that you own one of the special silver coins, especially one of the low mintage proof versions, you are holding something that could be worth a significant amount of money. A 1995 silver proof kangaroo, in its original case with its certificate of authenticity, is a highly desirable item. You could realistically list that coin for sale with an asking price between $350 and $500. Maybe even more to the right collector who is missing that piece from their set. For the standard 1-ounce silver bullion coins from 1995, in great condition, you are looking at a value comfortably over $100. Even a beautiful uncirculated version of the Banjo Patterson commemorative dollar, while not silver, has more value than a circulated coin and could sell for $10 to $20 to a collector interested in Australian history. The key takeaway here is that the potential for a life-changing find might be sitting right there in an old drawer. It might not be a fortune, but finding a coin worth several $100s is an incredible feeling and a fantastic return on a $1 investment. In conclusion, the 1995 Australian $1 coin is a perfect example of why numismatics, the study of coins, is so fascinating. It teaches us that not all coins are created equal. It shows us how history, art, and economics can collide in a small piece of metal. From the everyday pocket money to the meticulously crafted silver proof, each coin has a tale to tell. The key is to know what to look for. So here is my challenge to you. Go and check your own collections. Look in that old tin, that album, that jar of coins. You never know what you might find. You could be holding a piece of the 1995 story, a story that includes Banjo Patterson, a laughing kookaburra, a bounding kangaroo, and potentially a hidden value you never knew existed. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more hidden treasure stories. And let me know in the comments below, have you ever found a valuable coin in an unexpected place? We would love to hear about it. Until next time, happy hunting. Second coin, the 1995 Australian $2 coin presents a fascinating study in contrast. A single year of issue that produced coins of dramatically different destinies and values. To understand this coin, you must first understand that it is not just one coin, but several distinct types sharing the same year and denomination, each struck for a different purpose by the Royal Australian Mint and the prestigious Perth Mint. This distinction is the absolute cornerstone of determining its worth, and it is what makes searching for this particular year so incredibly exciting for collectors and casual finders alike. The story of the 1995 $2 coin is a story of everyday currency, precious metal investment, and exquisite limited edition art, all wrapped up in a small, circular package. First up, let's talk about the coin you are most statistically likely to encounter. This is the standard circulation $2 coin, featuring the iconic design of an Aboriginal elder, which was created by artist Horst Hahn and had been in use since the denomination's introduction in 1988. Struck in aluminium bronze by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, this coin was produced in significant numbers, with mintage figures around 13.9 to 15.5 million pieces. It was destined for tills, piggy banks, and pockets across the nation, a workhorse of the Australian currency system, facilitating countless transactions throughout the year. Its obverse, like all Australian coins of the time, bore the third portrait of Queen ElizabethII by Raphael Makhlouf, showing the monarch wearing the royal diadem. Now, the story takes a sharp turn into the world of precious metals and high-end collecting. In 1995, the Perth Mint, under authority from the Australian government, also produced a very different kind of $2 coin. This coin was part of the immensely popular Australian Kookaburra silver bullion series. Instead of aluminium bronze, it was struck in 2 full ounces of 99.9% pure silver, making it substantially larger, heavier, and more impressive than its circulating counterpart. Official legislation from April 1995 authorized this coin, detailing its specifications: a weight of over 62 grams, a diameter of 50.3 millimeters, and a design featuring a kookaburra in flight. This was a coin designed for investors and collectors, not for spending at the local shop. The 2-ounce 1995 silver kookaburra itself came in a bewildering array of stunning variations, each with its own story and level of rarity. The standard bullion version, intended for those wishing to invest in silver, was produced in relatively limited quantities compared to the circulation coin. But the Perth Mint also struck proof versions of this coin, with beautifully frosted designs and mirror-like fields, specifically for collectors. And then, the Mint added special privy marks, tiny symbolic engravings, to commemorate specific events or themes, creating coins of extreme rarity and desirability. Consider, for instance, the 1995 silver kookaburra proof. This alone is a significant collectible, but the Mint also issued versions with a privy mark to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II, adding a poignant historical layer to the coin's beauty. Other privy marks from that year include one featuring a USA gold eagle, another as part of a 2-ounce collection set, and one for a 10-ounce collection set. Perhaps most intriguing of all is a special version struck for the 40-hour famine appeal, marking 20 years of World Vision Australia's major fundraising event, with only 1,000 of these particular proof coins ever made. So the question inevitably arises, can a 1995 $2 coin be valuable in the future? The answer is a resounding and unequivocal yes, but the key lies in understanding which one you have. The value is not a question of if, but a matter of how much. The future for the valuable varieties is already bright, and their worth is only set to increase as time passes and collector interest in these limited edition pieces grows. The historical significance of the 50th anniversary of WWII, for example, adds a timeless commemorative element that will always be sought after. Let's talk about current value and the maximum you could potentially sell one of these treasures for today. The standard aluminium bronze 1995 $2 coin, if it has been used in circulation, is generally only worth its face value of $2. Even in perfect, uncirculated condition, its value might only climb to a few dollars. This is the coin that is not rare, and its future value will likely remain modest. But for the silver coins, the story is completely different. The value of a standard 1995 2-ounce silver kookaburra is anchored by its silver content. With silver prices fluctuating, the melt value of the 2 ounces of pure silver alone is a significant starting point, often in the range of $60 to $70 or more. However, its value as a collectible is much higher. To this base silver value, you add a substantial premium for the coin's condition and rarity. A beautiful, uncirculated 1995 silver kookaburra in its original packaging can easily sell for $150 to $200 or more. But this is where the excitement truly begins. The prices for the proof versions, and most especially the privy mark varieties, escalate dramatically. Because of the extremely low mintages, some as low as 600 or 800 pieces for certain proof versions, these coins are genuinely rare. A 1995 silver kookaburra proof with the World War II privy mark, in its perfect condition, is a highly sought-after artifact. Now for the maximum value. If you were to possess one of the absolute rarest of these 1995 $2 coins, such as the proof version from the extremely limited 2-ounce collection, set with only 600 minted, or the one-off privy marks like the 40-hour famine appeal coin with a mintage of just 1,000, you are holding a coin of significant worth. A coin like this, especially if it has been professionally graded and found to be in perfect condition, could easily command a price of $400, $500, or even more US dollars from a serious collector looking to complete their set of this beloved series. Recent auction records for similar silver kookaburra coins from the mid-1990s show sale prices ranging from 60 to over 90 euros for more common varieties, with the rarest ones selling for multiples of that. What does this mean for you, the viewer? It means that you cannot afford to overlook any 1995 Australian $2 coin you come across. The first step is simple identification. Pick it up, feel its weight. A standard coin is light. A silver coin is heavy and substantial. Look at its color. Is it the gold-toned aluminium bronze, or is it a brilliant, shining silver? Look at the design. Do you see the Aboriginal elder on the reverse? Or do you see a magnificent kookaburra, perhaps in flight or perched on a branch? Check the edge. Is it standard milling? These simple observations are your gateway to a potential discovery. The thrill of the hunt is a huge part of numismatics. Imagine inheriting a box of old coins from a relative and finding a 1995 silver kookaburra with a special privy mark tucked away inside. Or perhaps stumbling upon one at a garage sale in a junk bin, recognized only by someone who knows what to look for. This is not a fantasy. It is a very real possibility. The Perth Mint produced these beautiful objects, and they are out there, waiting to be rediscovered. The combination of precious metal and limited mintage is a powerful formula for long-term value. In conclusion, the 1995 Australian $2 coin is a remarkable example of how a single year and denomination can encompass both the mundane and the magnificent. From the millions of circulation coins that facilitated everyday trade to the exquisitely crafted silver proofs commemorating world events, each coin has its own place in history. The key takeaway is that true value lies in knowledge. Knowing the difference between the standard issue and the silver bullion coin, and understanding the significance of low mintages and special privy marks, is what can transform a casual glance into a moment of discovery.